I'm Rachel, and I am an educator here at the Topeka Zoo. Today we are going to meet some people at the zoo and talk about what we do for conservation and how your support helps us in our work here. Our highly trained and dedicated staff remain committed to bettering the lives of our animals and community. We take our jobs seriously and never monkey around. So who's in charge of this wild crew? Let's find out. I'm here with Topeka Zoo Director, Brendan. What is the vision statement of the Topeka Zoo?
Well, Rachel, here at the Topeka Zoo, our vision statement is actually fairly profound. We believe what we do changes the world, that every choice we make saves the planet.
So why is that important here at the Topeka Zoo?
We recognize that every person is an opportunity for us to develop behavior in them that helps benefit animals around the world.
Wonderful. So why is it so important to be able to establish such bonds to help these animals around the world?
Change is happening at an alarming rate, and we're seeing changes in different animal populations occur much faster than what we would like to see. Mm-hmm. So when we interact with people, we're hoping that it influences how they think, how they use water, how they shop, how they make decisions. This notion of world community, it really is true, and our behavior here is felt in communities around the world.
I'm here with Dennis, Curator of Education and Conservation here at the Topeka Zoo. Dennis, what is the mission of the Topeka Zoo?
Rachel, the mission of the Topeka Zoo is very straightforward. It is to enrich our community through wildlife conservation and education.
Wonderful. So what does the Conservation and Education Department do?
We have the mission of providing education to lots and lots of different members and segments of our community on all kinds of different wildlife, but we also do a lot of conservation work.
So why is the Education and Conservation Department of the Topeka Zoo so important for the local and global community and conservation efforts?
The efforts that we go to here at the Topeka Zoo is important both locally and globally because we provide lots and lots of education and do lots of conservation work that directly impacts our own community. But we also have tentacles that reach all the way across the globe to a wide variety of different species and ecosystems that we support in a variety of different ways.
I'm here with Shanna, Animal Care Supervisor. Shanna, what do you do at the zoo?
Well, my job is to oversee all the zookeepers and making sure all the animals are healthy and thriving. I'm in charge of all the animals at the zoo, everything from the tiniest bug all the way up to the elephants. We have several different species who are threatened and endangered here at the zoo.
What does the Topeka Zoo do for these threatened and endangered animals?
The most important thing we do is we participate in what's called the SSP, or the Species Survival Plan. And basically what that means is there's a group of experts in zoos and aquariums who look at the species as a whole and decide how they're doing and which zoos need to have babies and which zoos don't and which zoos need to hold older animals, stuff like that. We participate in this program and we make recommendations to make sure that each individual endangered species is thriving in zoos.
So aside from all this amazing SSP work, why are zoos important otherwise?
Studies after studies after studies have shown that people who actually see something are more likely to be engaged with it, more likely to act, more likely to do something. So when a child, sees a tiger or sees a bear or an elephant or even a cockroach, they're more likely to make an impact on that child and make that child want to make a difference. So that's one of the most important things about zoos, is to educate the public on how to conserve these species in the wild.
As you can see, the vision and mission of the Topeka Zoo guides everything we do here. Aside from raising awareness of these local and global conservation issues through education, we also raise money to support different conservation campaigns. Money is raised in a variety of ways. Aside from direct donations, you can support us via collection points, donating old clothes, recycling your cell phone, feeding the animals, and joining us for our events. In December, you can come and get your photo taken with Santa Claus and a live animal, and all the money gets donated to conservation. We want to make sure that you understand to keep doing what you are doing. Come to the zoo, come to our events, sign up for camps, bring a friend. You are making a difference by participating and doing these things. Thank you for the continued support of your Topeka Zoo. And now our after-school environmental club is going to tell us where your conservation dollars got donated to this past year.
The Avian Scientific Advisory Group supports zoo and aquarium bird programs by helping to organize breeding efforts and serving as an educational resource. Around 13% of all birds are threatened or endangered.
Build a bomb protect lions by building fences around fields where cattle are kept to protect them from lions. This prevents attacks on lions as retaliation for cattle losses. lions' numbers have decreased to fewer than 30,000, largely because of conflicts with villagers.
The Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund International is dedicated to conservation of gorillas and protection of their habitats in Africa.
Our gorilla Tiffany acts as an ambassador for her gorilla counterparts in the wild.
Elephant numbers are declining rapidly as a result of poaching them for their ivory tusks.
There are only 35,000 Asian elephants and 450,000 African elephants left in the wild. The Topeka Zoo donates to multiple organizations that help to protect African and Asian elephants by enforcing ivory bans, providing safe habitat, and raising public awareness of the danger.
The two main threats to painted dogs in the wild are car collisions and snare wires.
The Painted Dog Protection Initiative produces reflective anti-snare collars to help protect the dogs.
There are fewer than 7,000 painted dogs left in the wild.
The tallgrass prairie once blanketed over 170 million acres of North America, but now only 4% of that area remains. The Grassland Heritage Foundation promotes prairie preservation and education in northeast Kansas, where tallgrass prairie remnants are found.
The Monkey Bridge Project! Roadways that cause a wide gap in the forest pose a threat to primates and other arboreal animals. The Monkey Bridge Project builds bridges over roadways, allowing these animals to cross safely.
Many different species have been seen utilizing these safety bridges.
The Tiger Conservation Campaign is part of the AZA's Tiger Species Survival Plan.
They support anti-poaching efforts and education programs and work to protect these species and their habitats.
There are fewer than 3,200 tigers left in the wild. The Black-footed Ferret Reintroduction Program provides 100% of the information on reintroduction of black-footed ferrets, the second most endangered mammal on our continent.
The Kansas Reintroduction Site is one of the 3 most successful reintroduction sites on the continent. The Giraffe Conservation Foundation is the largest giraffe conservation group working to conserve all 9 types of giraffes. The number of giraffes in Africa has decreased by 40% in the last 15 years. The Giraffe Conservation Foundation educates locals about the need to conserve giraffes.
The Total Survival Alliance supports field research and conservation programs while developing captive breeding programs.
There are 7 species of sea turtles, and 6 of them are either endangered or critically endangered.
The Ruaha Carnivore Project uses camera traps in Africa to monitor wildlife populations and develop effective conservation strategies for large carnivores. Lions have disappeared from over 80% of their range, and cheetahs have disappeared from over 90% of theirs.
Check out photos taken by these camera traps on the Topeka Zoo Facebook page.
over 16,000 species are currently considered threatened by extinction. The Topeka Zoo supports many different conservation organizations. That are dedicated to public outreach, species preservation, breeding, and so much more.
Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please ask one of our friendly staff members. See you again soon!